promoted to captain in charge of administrative division. In September 2013, Chief Fitzpatrick was named interim chief, and in August of 2015, his appointment of the chief of police was confirmed. As chief, he has added 14 new police officers, and the city has seen a 17% reduction in crime. It's my pleasure to introduce Jimmy Fitzpatrick, Chief of Police at Large.
Good evening, everyone. When I was first asked to talk or speak tonight, I was like, really, you want me up here? Sure. Anyways, Chief of Lawrence Police, graduated in '84, Lawrence side. Any other '84 grads here? All right. And I see a couple of other fellow '80s graduates, Mr. Fiato over there with his game face on. Mr. Yamin, and I saw Mr. Finn skulking around here earlier. He's weighing the cheap seats. All right. So I would first like to congratulate all the scholarship award winners for their dedication to their studies and recognizing the value of higher education. I would also like to recognize another important group, the Lawrence High School alumni, who have made it possible for these scholarships, the awards tonight, and having us all here. Some of what I want to talk about is setting goals. Mr. Poppin, are we having some food tonight?
Yes, we are.
It's not because everybody's getting hungry, because it's just part of my speech. So I want to talk about goals. Goals are like a big plate of food or a big sandwich, and you can't finish them in one bite. So the goals that we start out is with objectives, and obviously, as you see some of the recipients tonight, they understand that, and they know that their objectives are get a scholarship, move on, get those small bites, and get to the goal. And I imagine some of them are really excited. ROTC people, I see some of them, and I want to give a special thanks to those ROTC people, all the veterans and the service members in the crowd tonight. Thank you. I want to give you a little bit about background about my time at Lawrence High. I have to admit that I wasn't the best student. Many of the awards I received didn't come in a scholarship form. Some of them were a seat in the back of the class. In English, I had the pleasure of Mrs. Driscoll being my teacher, and unfortunately, I sat between students whose mother was a teacher at the school, and on the other side of me, another student whose mother was a school committee woman. And unfortunately, I lost out. My father was only a cop, so I got launched in the back of the class for talking. So, anyways, seriously, with the help of a lot of good teachers at Lawrence High, I finally realized my senior year I got to get my act together, and I needed to set a goal and persevere. I further realized, as the youngest of 7 children, I would not be able to do this. I needed to be more self-reliant. I was the only member of my family to attend throughout my entire public school career. I attended Lawrence Public Schools until graduation from LHS. All my older siblings went to Central Catholic or St. Mary's. I like to joke that my parents couldn't afford it by the time it came to my turn. But I am proud to say, with my Lawrence High School education, I was the first in my family. Being the youngest, I was the first in my family to graduate from college with a bachelor's degree. Granted, it took me 6 years to earn that degree, but while doing that, I was working and paying for school. And I know a lot of the kids today are facing even a bigger bill for education. It's kind of expanded or exploded the cost of education. So it's important that these scholarships get funded by the alumni and those that donate to help them get through that, because you see some of the debt that kids come out of school with these days. It's kind of astronomical. After graduating from college with a degree in criminal justice, I set my sights on Lawrence Police Department. My father had worked there for 30 years, and it was kind of in my blood. He wasn't first he wasn't really excited about it, but you know, I gotta take that with a grain of salt considering he was a Central grad, so we'll move on from that. As Mr. Parkin said, I worked at the Sheriff's Department, Federal and State Law Enforcement, but always on my mind, and being my ultimate goal, was to work for Lawrence Police Department. And to get back to the food, not to get anybody more hungry, but it took me 5 years to finish that sandwich, and I finally got hired by the Lawrence Police Department. And the message is to stick to your goals. And I know that a lot of people here, sitting here, have done that throughout their lives. And within with those goals come opportunities to, you know, to give back. So I'll give you a little anecdote from, because when I looked up keynote speech on Google, it said you got to put a funny anecdote in there. So I didn't really look at Google. I went to the library, Mr. Barton. I used the Dewey Decimal System. Anyways, well, I began my career.
Sometimes get that, no one else does.
I had a mentor who was a sergeant, and he was very well respected. He had great street smarts, tons of experience. Well, at least they thought he did. We were riding together one night up on Tower Hill. A call came in for a stolen car, and we proceeded to the area. There was another police car following behind it, trying to stop it. The blue lights and siren on. So we pull over on Butler Street right near the Bruce School, and we're heading up the hill, and I see the stolen car coming down. It's got its lights off. Right behind it's the other police car with the lights flashing. So here we are heading like on a head-on collision course. And I'm like, wow, this guy's, you know, talking about the sergeant. I'm like, wow, he's brave. I mean, he's got a lot of guts. Or he's crazy, right? And as we're going, and then I just turn and I ducked, and then just bam, right in, head on, right into the car. Brand new police car, totaled. Kids jump out, they're as healthy as jaybirds, flying out of the car. We get out, he's like rolling around, but at the time, he was a cool guy, the sergeant. He smoked these big stogies. So what happened was when the airbag went off and hit his stogie, it looked like something from a cartoon. It was split in pieces. And he was dazed, and he looked over at me, and his head was bobbling around, and I'm like, I had to stop and laugh for a few minutes, but I'm trying to get out of the car. Anyways, we get the guys, and so I couldn't, you know, he went to the hospital, everybody was okay. So I catch him later on, and I'm like, what was going on? Were you thinking that he was a game of chicken? You thought you were going to force him off the road? And he said, no, I just never, I didn't see that car with the headlights on. And I looked at him, are you sure? He said, no, I never saw it. I go, wait a second, you went to the vote, right? And I said, all right, I got it. So, anyways, but seriously, he inspired me. He was a good guy, and he retired. He's actually working security in Northern Essex now. But because of him and my father, I decided that, you know, I want to try to move up the ranks. And then, you know, throughout the years, I studied for the exams. I reached the captain level in 2009. And, you know, I thought I'd reached the pinnacle of my career. I was satisfied. I always wanted to achieve what my father had achieved at the police department. So I, you know, I was kind of settled at that point. And then I had the opportunity, Mayor Rivera appointed me to be the chief of police in September 2014. And again, it's never too late to set goals. It's given me the opportunity not to set goals just for myself and the police department, to make it a better police department, but, you know, for everyone around me, citizens of the city, people that are concerned, that come to community meetings, and, you know, people that have issues. And it's been very rewarding so far to be the police chief. I want to just talk about my proudest moment, because everybody in the room knows, you know, Lawrence is an immigrant city. It's, you know, whether you're from Methuen or even parts of southern New Hampshire, Andover, North Andover, a lot of our parents and grandparents grew up in Lawrence. So it's a very proud heritage, and we all know that our parents and our grandparents came here for a better life. And it's at least in my position right now, it's kind of like a, you know, like Mr. Poppin said, you pay it forward. So one of the proudest moments that I've had so far is, along with Mayor Rivera, we've had the opportunity to have the first bilingual police officer list. So we're hiring all police officers that are bilingual. So it's a huge accomplishment. to finish up, setting and achieving goals gives everybody an opportunity to give back, just as we see tonight. Members of the alumni have set and achieved goals throughout their lives and now have the opportunity to give back to graduates of Lawrence High School. Achieving goals like your scholarship, speaking to the scholarship award winners, creates opportunities, and never forget that. Thank you.